Okay, I'm going to be looking at some of the lead parts for the song Jesus Messiah by Chris Tomlin. Normally he plays on the capo on the 4th fret. Well, that's too high for me, and so I always play it open in the key of G. If you want to play it there, all this works fine. You just move everything up 4 frets and play it with capo on the 4th. So I have 3 basic phrases that I use when I'm playing this song, and one is if you take what is normally the D shape and you move that shape up to the 7th fret, that gives you a G. So I'm going to play that G. I'll bar my index finger across the top 4 strings, and then I'll put my ring finger on the 9th fret, and my middle finger will hover over the 8th fret on the B string. So 9th fret, D string, and then 8th fret, B string. And you start by hitting that D string, and you go just strike the strings in order like that, and then you hit the B string a couple times and then go back down. Then we're going to add the pinky to the top, so on the 10th fret on the D string. Okay, so this is the sound that is used for the introduction and the first time the verse is played and the chorus, although in the chorus it goes a little bit differently. So it's going to sound like this. Alright, so it goes through the progression just back and forth between lifting and dropping the pinky there. And that is useful for both the A minor and the C chords, which, you know, like an A minor is sort of like an inverted C, so you can play the same chord for that and it sounds fine. Then on the chorus, instead of flipping back and forth one time through the progression, you're going to play the progression twice. Okay, and then at the end of that you add a D suspended. So you can just leave your index finger down and then play this D triad, which begins on the D string, and you play the D string, G string, and B string. But I like to put my pinky on the 10th fret of the B string, and so it gives you an octave on the D, so it only plays, I think it just fits better with that D suspended chord that he's playing, that the chord player is playing. So that sounds like Blessed Redeemer, Emmanuel, rescue for sinners, a ransom for heaven. Okay, so that's that progression, and I always play that, again, like I said, through the verse and the first chorus. The second verse, after you finish the Lord of All, you begin by hitting this G, the open G string, and then you play the 5th fret on the D string, so you got 2 G's. You're going to hit both of those 2 strings together, and you walk up the D string. So you keep hitting the G open. So it's the 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret, 10th fret. It does that twice. does that 3 times. And then the 4th time, instead of walking up the progression, you just go back and forth between the bottom note and the top note. 5th fret, 10th fret. And then from here, it goes into the chorus, which this is the 3rd phrase. And instead of hitting the D string and the G string, we're going to start striking the B string and the G string. So the G continues to ring open. And on the 12th fret, we're going to go back and forth between the 12th, the 10th, and the 15th fret on the B string. And so the chorus would sound like this. Pretty simple. And the last time in the chorus, it kind of walks down. And then I'll go back down to here. And that's it. On the bridge portion, I'll play sort of triads and inverted triads. So this is your A minor here. You bar your the 8th fret, the top 3 strings, and you put your index finger down on the 9th fret of the G string, and your ring finger goes on the 10th fret of the B string, and that is an A minor. So you just play those. All our hope is in you. G, it's back to that position that you're sort of playing in the beginning, that phrase right there. You just don't use your ring finger here. So here's your G. And then C2, or C, you go back to that A minor position, but you just don't use your pinky, or excuse me, you don't use your ring finger. So if you can imagine this chord right here, it's basically like a full bar chord, but you're only playing the top 3 notes, so you only have to bar this much of it. I hope that makes sense. So there's your C. And then D suspended. Again, I like to play, although since this time I don't usually use the suspended portion on the bridge, I will just do that D triad, which is down here on the 7th fret. So the bridge, A minor, G, C, D. And I just hit the notes like that.